Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
First, a word from our sponsor. The Daily Compliance News for March 23, 2023, the No Chickens edition. And we begin with that story from Reuters as Texas and the oil industry have sued the Biden administration over EPA protections for an endangered species of prairie chicken, which they claim would unnecessarily hamper cattle grazing and oil drilling. Texas Attorney General and accused alleged fraudster Ken Paxton and associations representing drillers asked a federal court for an order vacating the Endangered Species Act protections for the prairie chicken. So, Texas and the oil industry don't want no chickens if it's going to stop their drilling. Next up, from Bloomberg, in an opinion piece, or I'm going to call it an opinion piece, because it asks, is Swiss exceptionalism near an end? It's certainly taken a battering because of the collapse of Credit Suisse and the bailout of the company. But it looks like those who have marveled at Switzerland's vaunted financial institutions may be seeing the unraveling of them as counter to the country's image for probity stability. In truth, it's been challenged on banking secrecy for years, and the takeover of Credit Suisse by UBS is shining an uncomfortable light on the financial affairs. Next up, from the Wall Street Journal, Risk and Compliance Journal, Richard Vandeford reporting banks and regulators are responding to the most perilous industry conditions since the 07-08, and it's shining a very big spotlight on shortcomings in risk management. Bank boards have risk committees, but those members don't appear to have the skills or stature to make themselves heard. It's got to go beyond simply a single qualified member, but here we have a complete failure of this, and problems obviously can be serious. This has lots of implications for the compliance professional, and it really speaks to why the DOJ, I think, should require a compliance professional on the board of directors. And finally, companies face another packed year of sustainability shareholder votes, according to the Wall Street Journal. We've got annual meeting season coming up, so expect a whole lot more votes on sustainability in spite of certain states trying to end ESG. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.